So glad you're here. It's Coolio back flow with the flow. It's Coolio with the. Wow, I really screwed that up already, didn't I? It's Coolio with the flow back in your ear. I'm on a fantastic voyage, but I'm still on a mission to see if I can get your attention. Now, I don't want to pop some information, just a little gratitude for your education, living my life. All right, somebody wants to see Gunner? Is that what I heard? No, want to see Gunner? Okay. Where's Sons? You want to see? Say hello, everybody. My name is Gunner.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gunner.
He's a boy. He's a boy. Yes, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Oh, you're getting me lots of tips. Look at all those tips coming in. Look at them. Holy moly. I'll buy you some treats. He's my boy. He's my boy. He's so nervous. He's shaking. He's a good boy. He thinks he's like a 100-pound dog, though. Like when he sees another dog, just goes right after him. He's Gunner. Look at him. Look at the Gunner. He's a good boy. All right, go find Mom. Good. Go get Mommy. Go get her. Go. Okay, I expect extra rumbles for that one. If you're on Rumble and you love dogs, I want you to click the plus button. And, you know, of course, I love money. You know, and let me tell you why I love money. Because it obviously makes me a better person. So before, if I didn't have money, I wouldn't have been as good of a person. That's just... Anyway. Good show tonight. We're going to have a good show tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff that I don't believe anybody else has talked about before in terms of a truther or a live streamer anyway. So that'll be towards a little bit towards the end of the show. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to announce the winners of the art contest where I asked you guys to draw your interpretation of me with some sort of... I didn't actually ask you to draw it, so that's the wrong way to say it. But I asked you to give me your interpretation of me with a certain type of face, you know, that I was looking for, so we could use it on our upcoming PSI billboard campaign, which is going to be nationwide. I am aware that I did not click these for supporters only button on locals, so I know you guys are saying that over there, but I'm going to let this on tonight. So if you're even signed up for locals and you're not a paid supporter, you can actually go over there and watch it too. DLive is... I'm not able to log into my DLive account because there's a two-factor authentication thing that I cannot get around while I'm here because I forgot something. It's a long story, but I'll get DLive back up and running for my next live stream. My next live stream is most likely not going to be until next Monday or Tuesday. So you're looking at a little bit of a break here, probably like a 5 or 6 day break before you see me talking again. Unless, of course, something super significant and important happens by then. Then I will try to do an emergency live stream, just so you guys know what the schedule looks like going forward. So, tonight we're going to reveal the art contest winners for the PSI billboard campaign that we have coming up. Some of these entries were awesome. Just completely awesome. I had several kids send in their entries, and I really appreciate... I looked at every single one of them. There were probably about 500 total entries. So to pick a winner, and then to only pick 5 more in addition to that winner, so we're going to give away 6 prizes tonight. The top prize is going to be $2,500, and the next 5 prizes are going to be free 1-year subscriptions to 7K Metals. So I have the email addresses and the names of everybody that sent in these. That's why I did it through email. That sent in these entries. So I will announce those tonight. And then at the end of this live, I will email back those people from my email address to figure out how they want their winnings set. and then we'll go from there. But these entries were absolutely awesome. There was a certain look that I was trying to capture in art. Another thing is, I didn't necessarily say that it had to be art, meaning I didn't necessarily say that you had to draw it. Didn't really care about that. It could be a filter, it could be multiple filters, it could be Photoshop, it could be anything. Now, some people really, really did an incredible job with their artistic ability in terms of drawing or stenciling or painting or whatever your medium is that you're using to create the art, and others just went straight for some really fancy programs that edited certain screenshots of me that you guys took, and upon the edit came out really, really good. It sucks that I can only pick out 6 winners, but those were the contest rules, and that's all I could do. Now, I could tell you that I have a pile, probably 50, of photos that I really, really, really like that I intend to use across multiple different platforms. Rumble, DLive, Telegram, Facebook. I may even use some of the non-winners on billboards as well. So if you're interested in keeping up with where this contest goes and how it progresses and how it develops over time, you may actually see your artwork featured on a billboard somewhere around the United States at a future date. So just because you didn't win the top 5 doesn't mean that I'm only going to use the top 5 or the top 6 people that end up winning the prizes. I may end up using a lot more than that. So without further ado, let's get into... Now, here's one thing before I get into the winners and start revealing the winners and stuff and the photos. If you're on Locals, I cannot do a screen share yet. They're working on that. Hopefully it'll be done soon. But if you're on Locals, I cannot do a screen share. I will announce the winner's name, but if you're on Locals, I can't show you what I'm looking at on Streamlabs, because I don't stream to Locals through Streamlabs. I stream directly through Locals, which is one of the reasons why I love Locals, because they have their own dedicated, servers and analytic department and all that kind of stuff. So I will on Rumble, which is, other than Facebook, the only other platform that I'm on right now, I will on Rumble show the photos. So if you want to see who actually won, head over to Rumble. And then when I'm done revealing the pictures, once we get to the Intel part of the live, you could go back to Locals if you want to. Sound good, Schmud? Should I start with number 6 and then work my way up to number 1, or should I show the winner first? By the way, the prizes: $2,500 for the first place winner, and then free 1-year PSI subscription, 7K Metal subscription for 6 to 2. So I'll start with 6. Hold on one second. So that's what we're gonna do. $2,500 and PSI memberships, 7K Metals memberships for 1 year. So here we go. Let me pull up. The first thing I have to do is go to Streamlabs and add some images here. So just give me 1 second while I do that. I have no idea why I just emphasized the T. I can't see anything. All right, let's see here. Let me, there we go. All right, I'm gonna do the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd place winners in no particular order. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because there's no difference in the prizes. So I'm not going to say this is number 6, this is number 5. I'm just going to do the next 5 that I show you came in 2nd place to the winner, basically. Okay? So this is going to be one of the 2nd place winners, which receives the free annual subscription to 7K Metals. I really love this picture. It captures everything that I asked about capturing. Let me try to get myself so you can see me talk while I'm doing this. Really captures everything that I really asked you guys to capture. It's a terrific artist rendition of my whole backdrop, from the flag behind me to the microphone. Mr. Poole, Anonymous is there. You got everything in the background that you usually see from me is there, and it really gets that look too that I was trying to capture. So this is one of the second place winners that will win the PSI membership. Let me get the name here for you real quick. I try to find it in my email. Okay, this is from, oh boy, Sheila, I think. That's SHELAGH. Sheila McGrogan. Sheila McGrogan came up with this. Sheila actually sent in a couple entries. The other one was of me with a shrunken head and some like magic fairy dust going around in a spiral around my head. That was cool too. But yeah, it didn't win. But nonetheless, this one did win. So this is one of the second place finishers, number 2 to 6. Sheila McGrogan, if you already have a PSI membership, a 7K Metals membership, I will Sound Money wallet you the membership fee that you paid. And if you don't yet have one, I will reach out to you in email by the end of tonight, and I will get you signed up. So congratulations to Sheila McGrogan. McGrogan. McGrogan, that's McGrogen. McGrogan. Great job, Sheila. That was an awesome rendition of me, and I will be using it for sure in the future. So let me go back now to get the next one. You're going to start seeing a trend now with some of these other ones that I picked for the second place finishes. I really like this one a lot because it makes me look a lot younger and handsomer, and that's pretty much the only reason. No, I'm just kidding. This is a really good photo. This is a very good filter. Whatever filter was applied here, I really like it a lot. The detail in this photo is fantastic. You can see the links on my chain, for example, the chain around my neck, the light shining on me on my left side as it does from the lamp that I have behind me on my Pennsylvania house. Everything about this is really, really good. I actually like, believe it or not, the fact that this photo has dark eyes. My eyes are green. This photo has, it looks like my eyes are black. And I don't know, it just kind of stood out a little bit. Let me see who came up with this one here. Oh, by the way, one more thing I wanted to say. Sheila, the previous winner for the other picture, she actually sent me a couple photos as well of Carrie and I. And Sheila, they were fantastic. Carrie saw them and we just immediately fell in love. They're going to end up on our wall in our house because of how good they were. And I will share those to my Telegram channel later tonight. Let me see who came up with this photo here. And some of you guys, I'm looking through the ones that didn't win. Some of you guys came so close. Some of these were so good. What one is it? That one, okay. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, this was done by Maria Walter. Maria Walter came up with this photo that you're looking at right here. Excellent job. It's just exactly what I asked for. It's perfect for some sort of billboard. Literally perfect. For what I described in that in the contest rules, this type of photo is what I was looking for. And Maria actually sent over a number of these, all with slightly different faces. One of which I'm looking at right now, had my head tilted a little bit. Another one is more of a straight-on view, and just really, really incredible rendition of what I was looking for there. So congratulations to Maria. Same thing as I said earlier. If you're already a member of 7K, I will Sound Money wallet you the membership fee that you paid. You just have to show me what you paid. And if you're not yet a member, you now are. So congratulations for that. Let's go to the next one. No big surprise here, right? This is the one I've been using for my avatar on a number of platforms, including locals, including Telegram, and a couple other ones. So this is, again, really, when I saw this for the first time, I was like, whoa, that was what I was looking for. And for a very long time, I actually thought this was going to be the winner. And then more entries started coming in, and you're going to see the one that, you know, I ended up picking is just a little bit different than this one in a couple different ways. So you'll see when we get there. But this one was sent in by, let me see. This one was sent in by Jack Pontes. That's Jack, J-A-C-K, Pontes, P-O-N-T-E-S. Jack Pontes came up with this. Jack actually sent over a couple different lighting, couple different photos with the lighting done a little bit different of a way. Now, I want to make a quick, somebody else sent in a very similar photo to Jack's. In fact, they sent in 1, 2, 3, 4. They sent in 4 photos. Very, very, very similar. It's reversed. Very similar to this one. The problem is, and the reason why Jack won over the other person, was that the other person sent it 4 days later. And after 4 days, I was already using Jack's photo on my social media. So I don't know if they were like, oh, he likes it, and they tried to take the photo and like make some changes, because that's what the other photos are. But for that person, I'm going to give them $100 anyway. I'm not going to consider them, you know, the top people that get the 7K medals reward, but I am going to give them $100. So that person was Shelly Masenko-Mahan. Shelly Masenko-Mahan. I kind of went out of the rules there a little bit, but Shelly's photos were very similar to the one that's on the screen. They were just sent 4 days later. How do I know that she didn't do what I said and saw I was using it and tried to? How do I know that? I don't know that. So the only fair thing to do is, I think, give them $100. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Let's go on to the next one. So that was 3 so far. Those are 3 winners of the PSI 7K medals subscriptions. And then you had 1 winner of the $100 that was a very similar photo to the one that you see on the screen now. So we got 2 more left before the grand prize winner. Really cool rendition. I don't know if this is a filter or an app or whatever it is, but again, I like, and this particular person sent over a few of them as well. This is just one that I took. Oh wait, let me actually, there's more here. Oh shit, sorry. I didn't mean to say shit either. I said it again. Oh, all right, just let's move on. So this one's cool. I like the Boston on the shirt. Most of you guys know, I think, that I almost moved to Boston in 2019, and the brakes got slabbed. Had I done that, I wouldn't be here today. I don't mean alive. I mean doing live streams, because I was going full-blown real estate out there. I had a huge opportunity, and my ex at the last minute put the brakes on it. So you'll see me wearing a lot of Boston stuff from time to time. I'm a huge Yankees fan. I was really into the game last night. I was going to raise my kids as Boston fans when I was going to try to create like an in-house rivalry. I thought it would be cool. I don't know. But nonetheless, so I kind of, the Boston thing caught my eye, and just the highlights off the hat. Again, the sparkling chain and the light on the left side of my face really made it attractive. I know it makes me look a little cartoony, but you know what? It's my contest, and I pick the winners. So I like it. Now, this particular person actually sent over two different versions of this. One is the colorized version, which I have on the screen, and the other one is just a black and white rendition of the same exact photo or filter that was used. So I liked both of them. This is another one of our second place winners, and the winner for this one was Haley McIntyre. Haley McIntyre was the winner of this. So this is the 4th winner of the 7K Medals membership. I will contact you, Haley, as I said I would contact the rest of the winners sometime later tonight. So let's get to the 5th winner before I reveal the grand prize winner. And I don't have that photo. Hold on one second. It would help if I could see. It would help if my eyes were not terrible. There it is. Okay. All right, the final second place winner receiving a PSI membership is this one. You may have seen some of this person's sketches on my Telegram channel if you are a follower of my Telegram channel. This person does a lot of sketches of me, and a lot of them are really, really, really awesome. This is hand stenciled. This is not a filter of any sort. In fact, I think this is one of the only entries, if not the only entry, that wasn't done by hand, by some sort of medium by hand, whether it's charcoal or pencil or pen or paint or acrylic or whatever. This is one of the only entries that were in the top 6 that used a platform that they actually used their artistic ability. Now, that's not to discount artistic ability, because I think artistic ability is whatever the final product is. I don't necessarily think it's what you use as a medium. That's not how technology is nowadays. That's how it used to be, but that's not how it is now. So I really like everything about this one. The detail is fantastic. You can see just captured everything about me. You got 17 on the hat. I don't even have that hat. That's not a real hat, but I like it, and this is going to be used far and wide. Now let me find the winner, or the name of this person. I should know it because I see all their stuff in the channel all the time. Here it is. It's Scott McKee. Scott McKee. He actually says in his email, win, lose, or draw, no pun intended, the contest, please keep my sketch and thank you for all your hard work. So, Scott, this was fantastic. And not only was this fantastic, but the rest of your stuff that you put on the Telegram channel, if you ever do ones, email them to me, because I'll use them. I love your work, and I think this is going to go in a lot of different places, not just on billboards, but it's going to go in a lot of different other places as well. Okay, so congrats, Scott. Again, as I said before, I will reach out to you by email, and we'll get your membership. I think you are already a 7K Metals member, so I'll just refund what you paid. And then we go to the winner now. The winner actually sent in a couple different entries, and I like one the most. And the one that I like the most I'm going to put on the screen, but I'm also going to show you their second entry, which I also like. And it would have been good enough to be in the top 6, but since this person already is the number 1 winner, I felt no need to give this person 2 prizes. They're already going to win $2,500 by the picture you're about to see. This photo captures, and this is why they won. This photo captures the exact look that I was looking for, that I was trying to describe in that contest announcement. I just couldn't really get it out of my mouth the way that it was in my head. But that is it. I don't know where that photo was taken. I don't remember. It's clearly a photo, but everything about this captures exactly the look that I wanted for the billboard campaign, because keep in mind, there's going to be a website underneath that references people not liking me. Let's just say it that way. And that's going to be the catchphrase of the billboard campaign. So this photo, whenever this photo was taken, I was not in like a normal happy-go-lucky, let's dance before the live stream mood. I was in a get vengeance mood. I don't know what was going on. I don't remember where it was taken, but something was in my mind that I was in rare form. Let's just put it that way. And oh shit, I closed the laptop and I didn't get the name. There it is. So it's really, and in addition to that, you can't really see it too much on Streamlabs right now, and I will post all the winners by the end of tonight on Telegram as well as their names and everything, just like I did last time. But you can't really see it too much on the live stream right now, but there is flames going through my skin in this photo, and there's some smoke surrounding me. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for. Literally exactly. Enough to win $2,500. So congratulations to John Gruca. John Gruca. That's Gruca. John Gruca. You captured exactly, John, what I had in my head, and you just won yourself $2,500. So I will contact you through email, and we'll figure out how to get that money over to you, whether it's Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. There's 100 different apps now that you could send things through. If you prefer a check, I know what everybody's thinking. No, don't take a check from that guy. Things are a little different than they were last year. I'm such an idiot. And probably could have left that out there, huh? Didn't really have to mention that at all. I know. Okay. Anyway, John Gruca, congratulations. $2,500 winner for the art contest. You will certainly see this image of me on a billboard going forward. And I want to reveal one other one that John sent in too that I just thought was cool, and I actually may use this on a billboard too. I thought that was cool. Everything about it I thought was cool. Just the whole overlay, the skin melting off my face or onto my face, just really, really cool. I think that this one is actually going to be like a head turner in terms of like a billboard. If you're driving past the billboard, I think you're going to look up and you're really going to see this one. Just because it's unique. I know that's a filter. I understand that. I know that, John most likely cropped out my head and just applied a filter to what was left. I get that, but I don't care. I never said that you couldn't do that. I never said that it had to actually be a median that you used your hand for or anything like that. This is just a really good artistic version of what I was asking for. And I think it's great. So, John, you're definitely going to see both of those. And John actually sent over, let me count them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 different entries. In fact, he did one of those entries, the last photo, that one, he did one of those entries. Well, here, let me just show it to you. It's easy to do. I may end up using this one as well. 17 different, now I'm just realizing he sent over 17 entries. Probably did that on purpose. So the one I'm about to show you now is actually a combination of his last two. It's the same photo as the other one, except it's not smoked out. And somebody just texted me, I think Amanda just texted me and said, the smoke makes a cue. No, I didn't know that. I totally missed that. So that's another reason why you won. I probably just subconsciously saw it and didn't know. So this is a kind of a combination of his last two photos, but he sent over 17 photos. Really cool stuff. Just a really, really cool filter. And obviously it makes me look young, thin, handsome. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say that. A lot of people have said that. Okay. All right. So, congratulations to the winners. I'm going to need a little while to end this live and email you guys about. Jeez, I can't move the screen now. There we go. Give me a little while to end the live, and once the live is over, I will send out emails to each of you explaining what the next steps are to get whatever prize it is that you just won. So, congratulations, everybody. I really appreciate all of the entries, even the people that didn't win. Some of you guys really did an awesome job, and I would love to sit here and show you the hundreds of entries that we got, but time does not allow for that, obviously. Plus, I think you guys tune into me for a lot more than just contests and winnings. However, we're going to be doing a lot more contests going forward. This is just the first real contests. I know we've done like merch giveaways and stuff like that, but we're going to start giving out quite a bit of quality prizes, from monetary prizes like the $2,500 that was given away today, to membership prizes, silver, gold, until it goes up. Anyway, then I won't be giving it away. And other stuff too. Giveaways for the cruise. We talked about the cruise giveaways a couple live streams ago, and I can't wait for that cruise. You guys are gonna have a blast. We're all gonna have a blast, and I think just seeing everybody there and being able to pay for as many people as I promised that I would pay for, it's just gonna be great. I know a lot of the people that are entering that contest, the enrollment appointment contest, or the appointment, whatever I called it, I don't remember. It was in the live stream that I went with both Todd and Andy. I announced the contest then, so you could win your way to the cruise. You could also win thousands of dollars there. I think I'm giving away something like $150,000 worth of prizes for that contest alone. So that's cruise tickets, that's monetary awards. If you don't know about that contest, I would go back to the live stream. Let me see what it's titled. I know what it's titled, but I don't remember. It was from September 13th. It's on Rumble. It's also on my website, philgodleski.live. It's called PSI Promo and Intel Drop. And it'll give you all the details on what you have to do to win your way on that cruise that we're going to have. It's not going to happen until late next summer. I wanted to have it in February. I actually have one of my PSI team members that is also a travel, what do they call those people? Travel agent? Travelocity, the little gnome? I don't know. I have no idea where I don't even know what I'm talking about now. But nonetheless, I was going to set it up for February, but there's just too much going on in the beginning of the year. We're going to New Orleans for 7K. We're going to the Dominican Republic for 7K. I'm getting married in June. There was just no time. We weren't going to be able to pull it together. So we're going to do that cruise at the end of the summer sometime. Looking at like probably August, September, somewhere around there. And that gives me plenty of time to actually set up the drawings for the winners and all that kind of stuff too. So congratulations to everybody. I really appreciate all the artwork that was sent to me. I wish I could have gave more winners away because it's just really awesome stuff. So let's get into the, is there a way to pay your way onto the cruise? Yes. Once I book it, I will let you know exactly which cruise line we're going on, the destinations and all that stuff. I'm not booking the whole ship, but I'm booking a big block of rooms. So there's going to be more tickets available in addition to the block that I book that you'll be able to purchase if you want to. If you purchase ahead and you don't know if you yet won the contest, let's say you have entries in the contest and you may actually end up winning the contest, winning one of the seats. If you already paid, I'll just reimburse you. That's all. So you don't have to stop and wait to book a ticket. You could just book a ticket. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to do housekeeping wise before I get into the next portion of this. Rumble froze? Might have just froze for you because I'm still seeing everything on Streamlabs perfectly clear. Let me try to hit play. Tickets available in addition to the block that I book. Guys, I'm sorry that the audio sucks. I don't have my microphone out here. I was going to bring it and then I didn't. Just forgot it. So that's why our audio is very echoey, but I will be back by the weekend to Pennsylvania. I know it's a lot more echoey and not as clear and crisp as normal. I know it's okay. You guys are saying I sound fine, but I just heard the echo on Rumble, and it's not like that usually when I'm on Rumble. So let's get to the intel part. So the big piece of intel that I was hoping would come through did not. However, I do have some other stuff to report. Now, let me go back and talk about what I talked about on my previous live about a large event occurring this particular week. That's still going to happen. I didn't see anything in the last hour or two that I've been putting together the live, so I don't know if it's happened yet, but you're about to see something really big occur, and it's set to happen before the weekend. So that's not off track yet. Just hasn't happened yet. Because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it won't. Just means that it hasn't happened yet. So we are getting really close to that event. I'm not able to disclose exactly what that event is, but it's something big that will open a lot of people's eyes. Okay, so that's still on track, number one. Number two, I don't know if anybody saw this earlier today, and I think some people have, but Pennsylvania just completely tossed out mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots are no longer going to be used in Pennsylvania. That is enormous news. And I don't know if they have enough time to do it before the election, before the midterm election, but if they could get that done in every state, you will see a midterm election because they've eliminated the fraud. well, a good portion of the fraud. Now, there's still Dominion machines, obviously, but if they're getting to a point where mail-in ballots are being eliminated, I do believe you'll see an election because it will be fair. And if it is fair and the White Hats are in control of the midterm election, I totally believe that it'll happen. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it happen? Now, I've gotten previous intel that the November midterm election is not going to happen. It's going to be postponed. It's going to stop. We're not going to do it because it's still fraudulent. It doesn't matter if we come out with huge numbers of conservative voters to the polls. We did that already in 2020 for Trump. The dude got 80% of the vote, and he didn't win. In what world do we live in that we think it's all just going to change? It's not. It's not. So, knowing that, I didn't, and I still don't see a way to verify that this particular election is going to be better than the last one. How could it be? Unless they start ripping down the bullshit. And it seems that some of the bullshit has started to be ripped off. Mail-in ballots was an enormous fraudulent scheme to get Joe Biden into office. They were trying to do it yet again. Pennsylvania also, and this is just Pennsylvania, but Pennsylvania is one of the reasons Trump didn't win the election. If he had gotten Pennsylvania, and then I think he was just another 11 electoral votes shorter, that's Arizona, by the way. If he had just gotten Pennsylvania, it would have changed the whole conversation. That's a 20 electoral vote swing from Biden to Trump, and all of a sudden you're inches away. You just needed one more state. So if Pennsylvania corrects itself, meaning the mail-in ballots are no longer able to be used, and then a couple days ago, we also saw that the Supreme Court of the United States overruled a lower court that any not dated ballot, so if you don't put a date on your ballot, cannot be counted anymore. That's enormous. That's huge. Huge. Now, if you look at the calendar, sorry guys, I thought my nose was bleeding. It's not. If you look at the calendar, there's not a long time left before, I think it's November 7th and November 7th midterms. So if the other states or the Supreme Court doesn't act accordingly in these other states and also get to the point where they're stopping the fraud before the election, they're not going to let the election occur. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to happen. I think right now what we're seeing is a mad rush to try to correct things before the midterms so the election doesn't get canceled. But the White Hats have orders in place to cancel that election. I've been saying that for 3 months. I've been saying it since June, before June. There's just no way that you could have an election unless all of these things happen. It looks like there's a big rush to try to get these things to happen. I just don't see there being enough time. You're under 30 days away. I don't see there being enough time. So I truly think that the election is going to be canceled unless significant activity happens over the next couple weeks. So that's that. Now, earlier today, some people may have heard it. I think if you were in the DC area, you may have been privy to this, but I think you would have had to have been in the DC area to even really hear any of this. There were enormous ground-shaking sounds at FBI headquarters today. These were not sounds that were equivalent to like gunfire or something like that, like those kind of booms. They were booms, like huge bombs were going off type of booms. That is not something that just so happened to be. I mean, if you look at the news right now surrounding the FBI, they, paid $1 million to prove the Steele dossier and all the stuff that's been surrounding the FBI, the raid on Mar-a-Lago and all that stuff. It's not a coincidence that suddenly, first of all, there are no coincidences, right? Somebody told you that, right? It's not a coincidence that you hear these booms in the FBI building. What you have to understand is the city of Washington, D.C., for as much of the city that you see above ground, there is even more of a city that you don't see underground. You have buildings and streets and trees and lights and parks and all this stuff up here. But under the streets of DC is where all of the nefarious activity happens. Up top, that's where the lawmaker and the general felonies and treasonous acts happen up in the, all the buildings that are upstairs. But down below, that's where the real bad players play. And it's been that way for actually a very long time. I wouldn't call what's under DC DUMBs. DUMBs are deep underground military bases, but what's under DC is the equivalent of a city underground. It's where really, really bad people go to hide. Now, I'm not saying he was there, but a lot of people asked, if Epstein's not dead, where is he? Well, that's one of the places that I would say I would look first before going anywhere else. Maybe he was there. I don't know. But what you had happen earlier today, somebody just asked, did Nancy Drew catch any of these booms? I don't know. I didn't see any Nancy's reporting today, but here's something somebody just put. Sounds like cannon fire. Anti-aircraft guns and missiles on top of some of the buildings are here now. They called FBI headquarters and were told nothing was happening. This section of DC is mostly business. Given the time of the day, 2:30 a.m., people were asleep. If they wanted to plant World War III scenario seed, people are in REM sleep. Now have it. It's almost an hour long and definitely an audio screw. They were loud. And let me tell you what they were doing. And that's a portion of the intel that I have tonight. First of all, Nancy Drew was unlikely to get any of this captured on audio or video anyway because of the time that it happened, but it happened for a very extended period of time. The FBI, in addition to the CIA, as we have come to realize now over the last several months, is one of the most corrupt agencies in the entire world. And I'm not talking the country, of course, the most, but in the world. We've seen the FBI in recent events with Mar-a-Lago and everything else that's going on kind of reveal their true self. But what you don't know about the FBI is that the FBI is being ripped down to nothing. John F. Kennedy said it best. John F. Kennedy said, I will tear down the CIA and scatter its ashes into the wind. Well, not only has that already happened to the CIA since the November election of 2020, the general election with Trump and Biden, the CIA has been completely dismantled. There is no more CIA for all intents and purposes. The problem is that the CIA was not the only corrupt deep state cabal entity that was operating on United States soil as part of the United States government. Another one was the FBI. So the FBI has slowly been systematically destructed. And one of the main hubs for the underground city that I've been talking about, and I don't know if you want to call it a city, but it's extravagant down there. Let me just, oh man. Hold on, my leg is cramping. No. It's bad. It's real bad. It's a bad one. Ow! I'm fine. Pickle juice, I know. I'm not going to stand up. It's not so much a city as I'm describing it, but it's big down there. And it's a place that we all know about the massive arrests that are supposed to happen, right? We all know about the sealed indictments and all that stuff. Well, I got news for you. A lot of those arrests and indictments already did happen, and we're just unaware of it. But there's a lot of them that didn't happen. And the people that are supposed to be arrested and the people that are supposed to be taken care of because of all of their roles in all of this have gone into hiding. And they're not allowed to fly. Their visas have been restricted, and they're on a massive search went underway a number of months ago for these really bad individuals. But some of them can't be found. So the decision was made that this underground dynamic under DC was to be torn to shreds. Now, It's not that simple. You can't just blow it up, so to speak, right, with bombs, because then all of DC would collapse. Like what's above ground would just sink. It would be gone. All the people that are living there, gone. Innocent people. You can't just throw a bunch of bombs down there and be done with that underground layer of terrible people. So you have to, if you're going to eliminate it, you have to support what's under there properly before you blow stuff up. And that has been an ongoing operation now for many months. And that's another reason why a lot of the main structures in DC, there's been no activity there for a very long time. That's another reason why you see an enormous fence and have seen an enormous fence around DC for a very long time. That underground lair, I'm going to call it a lair, because I think I used to like that word when I was a kid. Lair. So that underground lair is decimated now, completely gone. They were given, and when I say they, whoever was down there in hiding, they were given the opportunity to get out and surrender. And had they not done that, they would be blown to smithereens. So you may have ended up with hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths due to this blowing up of what was of the layer that was under Washington, D.C. We are getting, that's intel part number one. Number two, I saved the best for last here. You're going to like this one. Yes, lair. L-A-I-R, I think. Not really sure how to spell it. If you say lair enough times in a row, it like sounds like a really weird word. It's one of those words where if you just keep saying it, it's like lair, 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 and then you're like lair. What is that word? You know? I'm purposely stalling. All right. So let me make sure I say this properly. Although I'm unaware, this is a big statement that I'm about to say, so I'm trying to revel in the moment here. Although I'm unaware exactly how it'll go down, I talked in my last live about there still being several pathways to get to the end of this. Although I don't necessarily know exactly which of those pathways we're going to take to get to the end of this. I have been told, and I'll tell you, these guys are, I guess I'd be doing the same thing. These guys are really keeping things really, really close to the chest. Layer 40 in gematria. That's interesting. Somebody's smart. I don't know which path they're going to go down. They've been really, really keeping the close details to themselves, and understandably so, since we're so close to the end here. But I'm told this is over by the end of October. And I mean over. And yes, I'm aware that there's only 18 days left after today. I know that. And I know that it seems that there's still a lot left to do, but evidently there is not. What I think is going on here is that we've been sitting around impatiently for a very long time, and if not for people like me, Charlie Ward, Simon Parks, I'll even name the bad ones, Scott McKay, who was good early on and now doesn't get any views, Jordan Sather, Brian Cates, Nancy Drew, Restored Republic, SG Anon. I can name every single truther here on the planet. But while all of you guys have been watching us and what we're reporting, we've been giving you a narrative. We've been telling you what's going on behind the scenes, which is completely separate than what you're getting from the mainstream media. But while you're being given that intel, whatever you want to call it, this reporting from the truther community, it seems to me that you're only getting, even though we're giving you a lot that you don't know, it seems to me that you're still only getting a small percentage of what's actually happening. And while we, well, me anyway, I can't speak for the other ones that I just mentioned, but while we are giving you our reporting, there's way more stuff that's happened since, well, geez, let's just go all the way back to 2017. But speaking since 2020, the fraud of 2020, the election between Biden and Trump, there's been so many other things that we are just unaware of that have happened. And while truthers are telling you one thing, which is, most of which is true, right? Some of which was true and then it was pivoted. So that's another thing I want to talk about. We'll talk about that in a little while too. While we're giving you that narrative, there's a totally different pathway that's being taken, and things are so closely confined to the need to know people only. There may be 10 people in the world that know of those other things in the world. And the White Hats want the general public to be informed by people like me and the others that I mentioned of certain events, but they don't want the general public to know about these events. Because if these events get messed up somewhere along the way, it's over. You don't have another chance at this. You get one chance to do it right, and that's it. And if you screw it up, you're out. There's no redo. You know, you're talking about like a global takeover by the cabal if you don't do it the right way. From a financial point of view, from a humanity point of view, from it, just everything could just be completely lost. So they were doing this whole thing, and we were focused here. You know, we're focused on Sarah, Jacera, JFK Jr., the Fed, gold, silver, Podesta, and all the Queen, and even for the most Q drops, we're looking this way, and that's good. We want to be focused on that. That's why we've been giving you this direction the whole time, to keep you focused on that stuff, away from the mainstream media liars, away from the big tech giants that censor everything. We've been instructed to keep you away from the bullshit and look in this direction, but you're still only getting a small portion of what's going on. And this other big stuff, that's happening too. You just don't know. And I don't know a lot of it. I know some of it that I haven't told you guys, but even with that knowledge, I still don't know the rest. And another thing that I said I just wanted to touch on, there were a lot of things that I have said that some other truthers have said that didn't happen. I have two answers to that. Number one, didn't happen yet. So I want to make that first and foremost. And number two, some of the stuff that we said would happen that didn't happen, the White Hats pivoted off of that. They had to make a move to a different pathway because the other one was somehow compromised. And after I sit here and I tell you something, it can't be edited, or it can't be disrupted by me saying it. Otherwise they wouldn't allow me to say it. But there was a plan, and there was a pivot from that plan in many different cases so a lot of people will say, oh, what are you listening to him? He's not right about anything. Well, first of all, that's bullshit. I'm right about probably about 80-90% of the things that I say are accurate. Probably about 10% of those remaining things are misinformation that I was given that at the time I didn't even know was misinformation. And the other things that I'm wrong about, I think were just changed. What you are witnessing and what you lived through is a military intelligence operation. You just witnessed how a military intelligence operation is carried out. And I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that we had a front row seat to all this. And I don't know exactly what was meant by this, but this is what I was told. the ending won't be for everyone. I know we've heard that before. It's a famous Q drop. I don't think it means, death or anything like that. I know there's this nuclear crap. First of all, I don't believe in nuclear weapons. I said that before. I don't think nuclear weapons are a real thing. I know that they were dropped on Japan and blah, blah, blah. I know all that. I get all that. I don't believe that those were nuclear weapons. I just think that they were very strong bombs. But the effects of radiation and all that, I just don't believe it. I don't think that that's a power that we could actually capture in a bomb. I don't think so. And I don't think I'm wrong about that either. Is it a Rubik's Cube behind me? Sure is. Weird, right? I'm really excited to see how this ends. I know how it ends. I'm really excited to see the course in which gets plotted out for it to end. Which path is there? There's a lot. I guess not a lot. There's a significant amount. And I want to end tonight's live by saying this. You guys have been through events, scenarios, mental anguish, financial crippling. And when I say financial, and really honestly, this situation goes for all the things I just mentioned: the mental anguish, the frustration, the financial aspect of things. COVID, which ended up being a tool used against the people of the world. And you could argue whether it was an actual thing that killed people, or if it was a vaccine, or if it was just ushering mail-in ballots. I think all of those things in some capacity. But all of the people that we ended up losing because of this incredible attempt to take down Donald Trump and the Patriots. You guys have lived through some of the worst experiences that anyone has ever lived through. From a mental health point of view to the frustration and the stress levels have never been seen before. If you used to grade stress on like a 1 to 100 basis, 100 being the worst amount of stress, I mean, some of you are like 3, 4, 500 levels. How do I know that? Because I read what you guys say. I read the chats. I have a bunch of different channels on Telegram. I see the messages that you send, not all of them, but some of them. And I know where you're at, like headspace wise. And I can't necessarily relate to those things how you relate to them, but I can relate to them in a couple different ways. Since the election of 2020, I lost my wife, I lost my career, I temporarily lost my kids, I lost my reputation, I went to jail, I lost my grandparents, I've been estranged from my mother. I lost a lot too. I've gained a lot as well, though. And I think, I want to stress this point. I think the things that I've gained, it's no secret, right, that my life has, other than those things that I just mentioned, which are negative things. My life has also improved in various ways. I met another fantastic woman who has fantastic children that I'm going to be a stepfather to. Financially, I've been blessed. I've just a complete turnaround from where I was last summer in multiple different ways. And I think, and I really want this, what I'm about to say, to sink into your minds. And I never want you to forget it. I, from the very beginning, have truly felt that God is guiding me I truly felt from the very beginning that God is guiding me down the path that I am going down. And when I say that, the path that I'm going down is being right here in front of you, doing what I do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever it may be. And that's not just the live streams. I'm talking about Philizon, I'm talking about PSI, Starve the Beast, Gold Quiz. Everything that I've done has been to help you guys, and I truly believe that I am being taken down that path by some sort of higher power. Because let me tell you something that you're not aware of. My ex, Dory, never wanted me to do these live streams. She thought it was dangerous. She didn't know about my past. Not about the girl and stuff. She knew about that. She was there for me. She was there with me for that. But she didn't know about my other thing. So when I started doing these live streams and I started getting a lot of views and a lot of traction, she wanted me to stop. And she told me to stop. And I stopped. If you remember, in the early part of 2021, I did not go live for quite a while, and I think I used some stupid excuse about, oh, well, it's about my my criminal case or something. You know, I can't go live because of my case. No, I couldn't go live because my ex didn't want me to go live. And she thought that it was something that was in some way negative to the family. So I stopped. And then you know what happened? The Scranton Times wrote an article about me and my live streams. Now, this is a good month after I stopped the live streams. That article came out on February 14, 2021. I stopped the live streams in January of 21. I wasn't even doing them anymore. And then they wrote the article, and she just lost her shit. She thought it was over. I stopped. I was slowly walking away. I was still on Telegram and stuff. And I was still communicating with you guys through social media, but the live stopped. And I was backing out. Someone else would have assumed my role. There would have been another face here that became just as popular and had just as many viewers, just as many platforms, did just as many things. But I was backing out of it because I wanted to save my family. And then he wrote that article. And 3 days later, she was out. That was it. She couldn't take it anymore. Just brought up a lot of bad memories, and not only that, but she also saw that my real estate career was tied to that article. So when Chris Kelly wrote that, he put an expiration date on everything that I currently had going on. From my job to my family to everything. So she left, but when she left, and I thought that was the end of the world. When she left, it enabled me to start doing live streams again, and then right from that moment on, and it's never stopped. It just keeps going. We have 9.4 million people watching me now. 18 months later. That's God. That is God guiding me to do what needs to be done and making sacrifices, forcing sacrifices in my own life in order for a greater good to be accomplished. There's no other explanation. Because although I had an important role before January of 21, I could have backed out in January of 21 and someone else would have been here doing what I'm doing. I was the best fit to do what I do, what I'm doing right now with you guys and other stuff. But somebody else would have had to do it if I had to back out to save my family. And there would have been somebody else. I actually know, I think, who it would have been. I'm not going to say it, but there would have been somebody else that just next man up. You know, starting quarterback gets injured, backup goes in. Starting running back gets injured, backup goes in. What do? You stop playing the game? No. Somebody else goes in. And I would have stopped. And it was not meant to be. And I think God's plan for me, although He's taken away things from my life, God's plan for me has blessed me with many other things. A future new wife, 2 more kids, houses, boats, cars, investments, silver. And the reason He's blessed me with those things is because I am actively, every single day of my life, Gunner, every single day of my life, trying my very best and giving it my all to help each and every one of you. Now, I know a lot of you can't afford to sign up for PSI Metals. I know a lot of you can't afford to watch me on Locals. I know a lot of you can't afford to pay anything to me. And many of you have never given me a dime, and that's totally fine. So those people that can't afford to do some of my business opportunities, they could still hear and listen to me. And maybe tonight, October 12th, maybe tonight you go to sleep with a little bit less stress and you get a better night's sleep and your day's better tomorrow because of it. So I'm helping people in that way too. And other people that have signed up for my business ventures and stuff like that, a lot of them are being rewarded financially. There's been people that never had an ounce of silver before this time last year. Now they've collected, I did a poll on my channel. Some people have over 500 ounces of silver. 20, 50, 100 ounces. That's spectacular. So I think I've been rewarded in all of the things that I've done for other people through the mechanisms that God felt were appropriate. It angers me that it took me so long to realize how important God was. And it angers me that there were so many years that I didn't believe. It's what fuels me. Every single day it makes me want to continue to do what I'm doing, and I will. And you guys have had a front row seat to see how badly a certain group of individuals wanted to silence me. They put me in jail for a misdemeanor. They want to tell you that I'm a pedophile. They want to tell you that I'm a rapist. They want to tell you that I'm a con man. They want to tell you that I'm a bad father. They want to tell you I'm a bad husband. They want to tell you I'm a cheater. They want to tell you all of these things. Nothing worked. You want to know why? Because that guy that died on that cross. I have a shield around me, and it is by the grace of God that none of those things affect me. And I want you to go through your every day from now until the end of October and well beyond that. I'm not going anywhere, by the way. I know this is sounding like I'm signing out. I'm not. So let's just get that straight right away. I want you to go through your every day knowing that you have the full armor of God on you too. Don't let those people put you in that mental place that makes you think you're doing something wrong, because you're not. They may call you names, and they may say terrible comments, call you crazy, they may say this, they lost it, and they may not come see you, but that is about to turn. Significantly turn. you will be vindicated. Your thoughts will be justified. And any painstaking anguish that you may have gone through because of everything that has happened here, you will reap the benefits, just like I have, for going through this time in history. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up praying. Don't give up on God. And don't give up on the plan. You're at the tail end of this. If you got this far and you're still listening to me, you're at the tail end of this. You got through all the lies they told about me, just like you got through all the lies they told about Trump. You put on that full armor of God, and you stand firm, and you go nowhere. Because we win. Our side wins. Good beats evil. You can let them say or do anything they want about you or about me, just like they did to Trump, just like they did to Jesus. You stand there, you take it all, and then when they're just on their last breath, you fight back, and that's what we're about to do. We're about to fight back in a really, really big way, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm proud to stand not in front of you as any sort of leader, but beside you. You have all changed my life significantly in every single way, every single one of you. I love you guys. I consider each of you friends, if not best friends. And we're going to be together for a very, 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 very long time. Coming for you, Joe Rogan. I know you got your 11 million or whatever. Just give me another few months. I love you guys. Won't be live until Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully by then we do see the event that I think is incoming. And we'll go from there. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please remember the words that I said in the last 20 minutes of this live. Go back and watch it again if you need to. It should give you some sort of confidence boost that you may need at this time. And keep fighting. Keep believing. Love you guys. Have a good night.